How my opioid addiction started was actually through Percocet. And then I went to heroin because the Percocets ran out. And I'm going to show y'all something, all right? These are scars from an IV heroin addiction that will never leave. I am covered with scars, track marks.
Picture of my grandmother's gravestone, which also includes my name. My dream was to be an NFL football player. Unfortunately for me, that wasn't to be. My father shot heroin for a really long time, and even before I was able to know him, he went to prison for murder. My name is Miko Lincoln, in recovery from active substance use disorder.
I lose my mind.
So if I was gonna sell drugs, I was gonna sell the most that I could to get the most money, because the high of doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing and knowing that I was good at it made me feel good.
Don't you leave me behind.
No 17-year-old should know how to cook back crack, how to portion out amounts of drugs. Nobody needs to know those things. My name is Marasia. I'm 28 years old, and my whole life I've struggled with addiction.
What up, though? Don't worry.
I couldn't be able to say to somebody, wow, I really hate myself inside, but I don't know why.
The older dudes in my neighborhood would be, what? Boy, stop crying. What are you, a bitch? What are you, a little girl? You know what I'm saying? Shut, you crying? For real? Like, get out of here. We ain't hanging with you crying. They're teaching me not to be a human. The fact of the matter, I'm a human being, and I do cry. I fought a lot, Some of the kids would make fun of me, calling me names like crackhead, junkie. I didn't understand why I was angry. I used to hold my emotions inside, smoking marijuana and using alcohol as a means to cope with how I was feeling. Sent my life into a spiral.
Do I fit in with the white kids? Do I fit in with the black kids? Do I fit in with the Spanish kids? Inside, I was screaming, where do I fit in? What do I do? I broke my back and I got prescribed pain medication, Percocet, Oxycontin, and that is what started my addiction from a young age.
At the time, I was a teenager. I had some colleges come look at me, Brown, URI, Northeastern. I didn't even finish school. I ended up having to get my GED in prison.
I don't think I would have ever thought that I would work in a strip club. I never wanted anybody to know that I was raped. And I always sought out relationships to make me feel whole. I was in my bathroom of my house and I woke up naked on the floor. And overdosing one time didn't stop me from using drugs. I continuously kept on doing it over and over and over again.
Sometimes you may not shower, you may not bathe, you may not eat. The only thing you want to do is you want to get high. It essentially takes your body, it takes your mind, it hijacks your brain. You can't function without the use of the drug.
The worst moment of my life was when I realized that my father was never going to come back into my life. I would sit and I'd look out the window thinking that he was going to come back, but he was never going to come back. Every birthday, every gymnastics meet, every time I sang on a stage, I would look out into the audience thinking that he would be there, and he was never there.
I came back into my body, and I remember the nurse saying, "Why am I even bringing you back?" In that moment, instead of being like, "Oh my God, like I'm gonna die," I rolled over and I gave my boyfriend at the time $50 more to go get the same stuff that had just killed me 3 times that night.
There is no more heroin. It's all fentanyl.
A lot of friends that do drugs.
Fentanyl has killed so many people.
What you do to stay clean?
Do you want some Narcan?
I love getting tattooed. It's a release for me. It's almost like a therapy in a way, and I love art. This is a portrait of my mom. I got that because she's the most important person in my life. My name is Shannon. I'm a person in long-term recovery. I am an artist and a survivor.
Everybody's dying. Drugs are everywhere.
Today we're handing out Narcan.
You use it? I actually was an individual that was getting recovery coach services, and today I'm a recovery coach. Struggle with addiction? My name's Megan. I'm a mother in recovery. I remember my mother saying to me, alcoholism runs in our family. You really need to be careful. And I remember just kind of brushing it off, and I was like, yeah, right, you know, not me. And then I started experimenting with drugs, and something just went off in my head. We're all human, we're all people. You know, we have our struggles. I was in and out of treatment centers. I was in and out of detoxes. I ended up having more children that I couldn't take care of because of my addiction. I lost around 10 years of my life to drugs.
It took me years before I wanted to get help again, and it wasn't even for me, it was for my mom. And I remember going to her and just saying, I don't want to live anymore, but I don't want to die, and I need help because I don't want you to have to bury me.
I didn't wake up in the morning and think, oh, I'm gonna go sell somebody drugs that's gonna die. You don't think like that.
Are you a monster?
I didn't know that it was fentanyl. I'm thinking it's heroin the whole time.
She was a great kid who wanted to make a difference in the world. Somewhere along the line, she got derailed through these drugs. It was actually laced with fentanyl, and she died by herself in the car.
Do you ever want to be the person to tell somebody's mom that you took their life? No, you never want to be that person.
It's been running through my head, locked and loaded.
Kristen was very bright, beautiful. She was a great kid who wanted to make a difference in the world. She was somebody who loved her friends and loved her cat and loved her mom. No parent should have to bury a child. It's the worst thing that can ever happen.
They don't tell you about this jail, or they don't tell you about someone come try to rob you or take your life for $1. You have to think, you have to use your mind.
And I realized very quickly that it was happening to us, and it was an epidemic, and we needed to do something about it. And for people who were getting away with it, you need to know that there's a law out there now that will put you away for life in prison.
Whether you're dealing it or whether you're using it, there's no winning regardless.
A drug dealer stole my daughter's life by selling her fentanyl and heroin.
That road that I took, there's only 2 endings to that road, and that's either jail or death. You may see the good. You see the cars, you see the jewelry, but you don't see the negative.
So welcome to the fire.
I have to live with this for the rest of my life.
This law has changed the game.
I'm Aaron Andrade. I'm 28 years old, and I'm serving a 20-year sentence for second-degree murder.
We all are created for a different purpose. So my purpose, I know, is to use my voice through music and through speaking to you guys.
Now I think about the things that I want to accomplish, so I have purpose, so I'm moving forward.
We go through these things to help somebody out from that dark pit that they were once in. I used to live in the muck and mire, and I was content being in it. But there was that person who pulled me out of it, and that's what I hope to do for somebody else.
What do you think she would say if she could see you today?
You are not hidden.
If my grandma could see me today, I think she'd be very proud of the changes that I made in my life.
Misery loves company, and I never seen that more than I've seen it here.
You guys are young. How old are you?
17.
17? So you're right at that age where like you really need to make good choices and, you know, pay attention to who you hang out with.